Hey, this is DJ Vertigo here. Welcome to my channel. It's Saturday the 29th, is it? I think, yeah. Um, I decided to, I just was watching the Wax live stream. They were talking about music, they were talking about Record Store Day and stuff like that. And I decided, you know, um, I wanted to come up, but I realized that they were winding down when I caught on to what they were doing. So I decided I'm going to do my own video right now and tell you about some stuff that I did listen to. I didn't listen to all my haul yet. Um, I've had things going on, family stuff and things to have to do. So, I don't have time to just sit around and listen to music all day, even though I'm off from work right now. Life goes on, you got to take care of things. So, but sometimes you just have to stop and listen. So that's what I did today, or this evening, I should say. Um, I'm gonna first. Um, I'm just gonna talk about two records that I didn't get for Record Store Day. One of them I did for Record Store Day last year, um, but I never really gave it a good listen, and I gave it a good listen this time around. And the other record that I have is a record that I got from Coal Mine a few years back. I was trying to give this artist, a second chance because I saw this artist at Gasparilla Music Festival, and I wasn't too keen on her work. But I have heard some other things since then from her, and I really dug it. So I said, well, let me try her out again. And I bought her, not her latest release, but the release before that, back in the time when it came out. And I'll talk about that too. And I'll give you my review of that as well and my thought process because I'm trying to find things that I can purge from my collection, whether or not I can do so. And this was one. These are two that I was thinking I haven't been listening to them. So should I keep them in my collection or not? And this one it's the only vinyl that I have by this band, Modest Mouse. This is Record Store Day 2024, excuse me. And this record is called Baron von Bullshit Rides Again. It's a live concert. It's a live performance, um, recorded live at the Social in Orlando, Florida, February 14th and 15th, 2004. And I'm hit or miss with Modest Mouse because sometimes Isaac. I have this thing about vocals, and sometimes Isaac Brock, the vocalist from that band, sometimes he's okay, and other times it just gets on my nerves. I can't handle it. But with this recording, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed the band, and the tracks that they played on here. Third Planet, Never Ending Math Equation, Wild Packs of Family Dogs, Broke, Paper Thin Walls. I love that tune. I Came as a Rat. That's another great one. Doing the Cockroach, Bankrupt on Selling, Interstate 8, and The Good Times Are Killing Me. Really good record. This is going to stay in my collection. I love the custom label that they have here, and it has the names of the songs on it. It's really good. Black vinyl. Really sturdy stuff and really nice cardstock for this record. And a polyline sleeve it came with. So I'm very impressed with the whole thing on this. And I will keep this. I love the cover. It's a great cover art on there. Modest Mouse. This is a keeper. And I definitely recommend it. And again, it's called Baron Von Bullshit Rides Again. So this is staying in the collection. The next one is a soul artist, and she's from the. I think I bought this. I got this ordered this through Coal Mine Records, and it's Lady Ray, and this is her. I believe her second album. She's got another one out now, and actually some of the songs on the newest one I really like. This one's called Piece of Me. I love the artwork on this, and this does not have a polyline sleeve. But it has this really nice kind of mauve colored variant vinyl. And this record, I'm not sure about the. Hold on, something's going on in the other room. Well, I'm back. There's um, my other half was burning an incense, and we have these very sensitive uh, fire alarms, and they were just going off, and it makes the dogs go crazy. And we got this new incense. I don't know. It's very strong and very powerful, and has gives off a lot of smoke, and it just this smoke alarms are just going crazy. Not fire alarms, smoke alarms are kind of going crazy. So anyway, this is produced by Leon Michaels and Leon Michels, I think, or Michel, I think it's pronounced. He does a lot of reggae and stuff. He's worked with Leon. I think he's worked with not Leon Bridges. He worked with Liam Bailey, and also with Michael Kiwanuka. I think he's done some stuff with him, but he's done some soul stuff with Lady Ray. And this record is very well produced. The musicians are really great on this. The verdict is still out for me when it comes to her singing. I think she's a good singer. I don't know if she's the type of singer that interests me. That really her delivery. How can I say this? She's a good singer, but her delivery is not of my taste. There's certain types of ways of people delivering the song, bringing the song to light, bringing the song to life that I don't feel with her. I'm going to give it a little bit more time because sometimes you just have to sit with it for a while. Let me tell you something. Back in the day when Sarah McLachlan first came out, I was working in New York City. I was working for a company that was doing public relations and promotion for artists to radio stations and different things like that. And so we listened to lots and lots of music that was coming to us for people who wanted us to possibly take them on as clients. And we got this package from Canada from this young lady by the name of Sarah McLachlan, and she had like two of her records were in the package. And this was at a time when there was a lot of women like Jewel and different people like that were coming out with these records. And at the time, that was not my thing. I was just not into it, but I was like trying to be open minded. I found Sarah McLachlan to be very depressing, and I told the owner of the company, because I had to report to her, and I said, "Honey, I don't know. This one, she's so depressing. I don't see her going anywhere. I mean, her stuff is just too, like, ugh, oh my god." And then maybe less than a year later, I heard her again, and she was, of course, moving on with something else with another company or whatever. And I said, "God, this woman was brilliant." And I said, "That's the same woman that I turned down." So again, and I have to say, when you're working in that industry, you're hearing tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of music, and everything becomes a blur after a while. Everything starts to sound the same. You have to it's like putting on lots of perfume. After a while, you can't differentiate from one from the other. And so I made the bad mistake of judging her music immediately instead of sitting with it and letting it percolate. And now I'm a huge fan of Sarah McLachlan. So lesson learned, right? Who knew? But so I'm gonna not be so judgmental with Lady Ray right now. She's just not my thing at this moment, but maybe I need to give it a little bit more listen. So this is still on the fence. I'm not sure if I'm purging this or not, but right now it's leaning towards purging. But I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna listen to it again. So I said all that to say that. Sorry, guys. And if you know her work or you like this record, put something in the comments section. Let me know what you think of Lady Ray. If you've seen her perform, people may have a different perspective than I do. So it's important to hear other people's perspective, because sometimes you'll turn around and give it another listen, and you have a different context with which to listen to that work. And you may appreciate it more. You may not. It's just, So anyway, so now let's focus on some record store day stuff that I just got yesterday. let's start off with the one. Sounds like I'm being very negative today, but I had said this on I had said this in the comment sections of the comment section of the Waxed stream that was going on today. But I also told some other people in the VC about this record, and it's it's very important when you go to do to go to record store day with an open mind, yes, but also do your homework. Um, don't I mean if even if you're going to do blind buys, do your homework. Um, and also, if it's an artist that you really like, and you don't have to be a completist, then again, do your homework, figure out. Don't just grab this record off the shelf or out of the bin and stick it under your arm and say, I want that one. Or don't look down the list and go, okay, that's an artist I like, I'm getting that. You have to really do some research and figure out if you can stream it, possibly stream it. If sometimes you're not able to stream some of the record store day stuff, but you are able to read about it. You are able to see the contents of what's going on. I misinterpreted this. This is soul coughing. I love um, um, Soul Coughing. I love the vocalist from Soul Coughing. I've interviewed him several times. My brain's not working right now. Um, Mike Doty. Mike Doty. I love Mike Doty. And I'm so impressed with him as an artist. I think he's incredible. And he's such an intelligent person. And his music is so good. And I've interviewed him like maybe 3 times. I've seen him several times. And because of him, I love Soul Coughing. He's the reason why I love Soul Coughing. They are a very interesting experimental band that was in the 90s. And they had a lot of issues with one another, and that's why they broke up. I mean, it was a lot of bad blood in there. And I think now they've gotten older and they've settled things, and they do sometimes tour together. I don't know, but Mike Doty left them really early on for many reasons. And he was not doing any soul coughing music for a long time, and now he's kind of settled into the fact that that's part of my history, and I will do that music with and without them. However, I picked this up and it says Ruby Vroom remixes. And I thought this was, because that's the name of the album, Ruby Vroom. I thought it was several tracks with remixes. It's one track with, on both sides, there have 4 remixes of the same song. And I just went, are you kidding me? For me, this reminds me of last year when I did not purchase. I picked it up and put it down, picked it up, put it down, and I finally left it there. Tom Tom Club did, Genius of Love, and there were like 8 or 10 remixes on this record, and I think it was a double record or something, and I was like, I'm not spending all that money for one song remixed a million times, because some of the mixes I probably won't like, and so I don't see myself doing that. If I had lots of free money, lots of income, disposable income, yeah, sure, I had no problem picking it up, but I don't have a lot of disposable income, so I really have to be careful about that. And I did not do my research. I just picked it up. I just saw it in the list. I said, "Soul Coughing, I'm getting it." And when I saw it in the bins, I just picked it up, put it in my armpit, and kept on moving. And I get it home, I put it on, and I'm just like, what? So I'm not sure if I'm keeping this or not. I'm not totally a completist in terms of, because I don't have a lot of space in my music room. I'm actually run pretty much out of space. So everything I can purge, I'm going to purge. I think I might be purging this. This is the only thing from this record store day that I was kind of disappointed in. And it's not because the music's bad. It's just that it's not what I thought it was going to be. And I didn't want to buy a 12-inch for that amount of money with some of the mixes that I don't really care for. Like if I liked all the mixes, great, but I didn't care for every mix on this. So I don't know. Um, so somebody else might be appreciating this pretty soon. So this is going to go in that Lady Ray section. I'm going to listen to it again, but I have a feeling that that one's going. Lady Ray, I'm not sure yet. Okay. Next. I'm going to be positive from here on out. Now, I listened to. Oh, yes. Do I have it here? Give me 1 second. Let me just run over here real fast. Because there's another one. Real YouTube vision. Let's put this here. Okay, I'll do it in the order that I listened to it. This is the first thing I listened to when I got back from Record Store Day. This is something that I was really dying to have, other than the Curtis Mayfield. It's Bobby Womack, live in London, the double LP, gatefold, and it is not the absolute best sounding record. However, it's not a terrible sounding record. It's actually very clear. You can hear all the instrumentation. It's just it's very in the back. It's a very, it's not dynamic. It's not overly dynamic, and that's something that I was hoping that it would be, but it isn't. However, I've never heard any other live. I've never seen any other live recordings of Bobby Womack, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen any. So I know that there are some out there, but I personally have never had any. So this is the first time I've gotten a live recording of Bobby Womack, and I really really enjoyed it. He does some really. I wish the only thing I wish was on here was if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. That's one of my favorite songs by Bobby Womack. However. He does some great songs. Nobody Wants You When You're Down and Out. Daylight. Oh my God. Woman's Gotta Have It. That's the Way I Feel About You. You're Welcome. Stop On By, which Shaka Khan does on Rufusized album by Rufus. Looking for a Love. A lot of people have done that song. It's All Over Now. The Stones made that popular. Harry Hippie. No matter how high I get, I'll still be looking up to you. And then the final song, Love Has Finally Come at Last. I've skipped around a little bit. This is really good. He really knows how to mesmerize an audience with his soulful voice, his gravelly, soulful voice, and he reeks sensuality and just rawness. He's just so good. This is such a great record. I highly recommend this. If you passed on this, if you see it in the stores, pick it up. You'll really enjoy it. You'll be very, very satisfied. Bobby Womack can satisfy you. This is really good romantic bedroom music. Anyway, so that's a keeper for sure. Next up, this probably is my favorite so far of everything I've listened to. My absolute favorite. And I had a funny feeling I was going to love it. It's Ghost Note. It's called Fortified. Really good stuff. And, just to let you know that Bobby Womack is, the vinyl is Velvet Cake Red. This, I think, is just black. Oh, no, it's not black vinyl. This has, beautiful vinyl. Beautiful. Now, this group, Ghost Note, I don't know if you know much about them, but if you're into bands like Motet, Galactic, Lettuce, Soul Live, and Snarky Puppy, and the reason why I said Snarky Puppy last is because two of the members of this band who started this band are from Snarky Puppy, and really great. I guess you can call them jam bands, but they're more like funk, hip hop, jazz, world rhythm type bands. Then they can just jam all night on a rhythm and just go crazy. Um, this is, dare I say it, slightly psychedelic at times. I don't really like to use that word because that word's been used so much in the VC recently. It's just driving me crazy. However, I have to admit this has some psychedelic feeling to it. This is the first time it's on vinyl. It's a debut record called Funkified. It's considered a funk jazz masterpiece and an explosive debut from Snarky Puppies, Robert Sput Seawright and Nate Worth, a percussive masterpiece that fuses funk, hip hop, jazz, and world rhythms into one mind bending journey. Features 18 iconic players, including Sean Martin, Mark Lettieri, Mono Neon, and more, packed with tight grooves and tribal pulse and synth wizardry. Some of the greatest tunes on here. Oh God! It starts off with conversations. It goes into this thing called "You A Way," which is really great. "Reduction" is a really good song. But on the second side, "Beastie" is really great. That's the second track. Frogger. The last three tracks on side B just kick one after the other. Frogger, "Can't Get Right," and "Thing of Gold." "Thing of Gold" is a funk masterpiece. I'm telling you, this record is a smoker. This is fire. It's so good. It's all instrumental. It's a lot of synthesizers as well as a lot of percussion and some horns at times. But it's a very percussive record. It's a very drum heavy and conga red and just cowbells and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing, and the intricacies of the percussion is so good, and the musicianship is so tight. These guys know what they're doing. If you ever heard Snarky Puppy, you'll understand what I'm saying. Incredible stuff. Love this record. This is definitely my favorite so far for Record Store Day. And then finally, I always get these. I'll just show you this. Right? You know what that is, right? This is Jazz Dispensary. And this one's called Green Bullets. This is the latest one. They always do these, you know. Great cover. Great artwork on the cover. I think I showed this to you. It's really beautiful artwork. Great packaging. And of course, the vinyl is really cool green, like an apple green, but they call it what do they call it? What kind of green? They call it green, thunder green vinyl. And also even the inside of the record, it's really good. That's really good. Now, you know how some people say they're hit or miss with the Jazz Dispensary? Sometimes the whole thing's hit, and sometimes the whole thing's miss. For me, this record itself is hit or miss, meaning it's got some really hellified stuff on here, and then it has some stuff on here that I personally don't care for. Side 2 is excellent. Side 2, let's take it out again. Side 2 has three pieces by, Backed Up Against the Wall by Three Pieces. Great track. Blackbird Theme by the Blackbirds. I love the Blackbirds. 52nd Street Boogie Down by Catalyst. That's really good. Bullion Breakdown by Studio G. Not too crazy about it. It's kind of got that 70s disco sound, that kind of almost like airport music sound to it that I don't really care for. And then Merle Saunders does Melina's Brown. Really nice. Really nice stuff. So there's some really good stuff on there. Side 1 is very disco-y, but it's that disco that I didn't really care for. There's no oomph to it. It sounds like that 70s wispy, airy, music-y kind of disco that I just personally didn't care for. So Foxfire, Blue Aquarius, Foxfire by Blue Aquarius. It's okay. Fire Dance by Dizzy Gillespie and written by Lalo Schifrin. I was really surprised. I wasn't that thrilled with it. It's okay. And it has everybody on it. Lalo's on there. Dizzy, of course. Oscar Brashear. James Horn. Ernie Watts. Lee Ritenour. Wawa Watson. Wilton Felder. Ray Parker Jr. Paulino da Costa. Sonny Burke. I mean, it's just full of all these people. It's from the record called Free Ride, and it's okay. I don't really. I mean, it's okay. And then the next one, I do like the next one, St. Thomas Square by Isaac Hayes Movement. Really good. Isaac Hayes knows how to throw down. I mean, just it's always good. Bill Summers and Summers Heat, Feel the Heat. Again, kind of a little overly disco-y for me. And then Mongo Santa Maria does Lady Marmalade and does it very well. I've heard that before, and I really dug that. So this has that very 70s um, kind of black exploitation, but not as funky as some of them would be. It's more the disco-y kind of stuff. And to me, it doesn't have the impact for me. Now some people may disagree with me on that one, and that's fine because everybody has their own taste. But I'm keeping this because I keep all the jazz dispensaries because they're all beautiful and they're all really good and they always have something to offer my ears. So I don't really like to dog these too much because um, you know there's always something on here for me. There's always something on here for anybody. So jazz dispensaries, I hope they continue to do those because they're lots of fun. That's it for now. I think next on my list to listen to would probably be the Miles Davis um, uh, live at the Plug Nickel, December 23, 1965. And then I'm probably going to just want to listen to Curtis, Curtis Mayfield. I think those are the next two I'm going to be listening to. And possibly Cage the Elephant, live from the Vic in Chicago. So those three are the next ones I think I'm going to be looking at. And then I'm also going to be listening to a non-record store day, the live sessions of Radiohead doing what is this? Um, this is Hail to the Thief, 2003 2009. I got this about a month ago, and I cracked it, but I haven't put it on the turntable yet. So I'll be listening to this as well, and I'll be giving you a report on those four records next. And there's also a record that I got at a record fair um, in Tampa about a year ago, maybe now. Lynn Taylor, soul singer Lynn Taylor. You Hear Me Knocking. I'm going to listen to this. I never listened to this. I didn't. I think it's still sealed. It's still sealed. So I'm going to bust this one open. This one is. It says essential funk and soul grooves finally unearthed. Highly regarded lost funk classic from 1974, never reissued again in any format. Impossible to find the original. Finally, it's here in all its funky glory. And limited edition, 500 worldwide, fully licensed from the master tape. And yeah, this is number 254 out of 500. So I'm going to be listening to this as well. Lynn Taylor, and I'll tell you all about it next time I listen to some more records. And of course, probably tomorrow I'll be recording my next Shaka Files, and that'll be this record, which is Rufus featuring Shaka Khan live, Stomping at the Savoy. I have much to say about this record, a lot to say, because there's a lot here. It's a two LP record, a 2 LP set, and so there's a lot to talk about the live stuff, and there's also the last released studio recordings with Rufus featuring Shaka Khan, the final record that they did together. So this is an important one. This is a milestone. This is a transition to her going completely solo after this. So we have a lot to discuss in the next two videos. So anyway, that's it. Tell me some of the things that you listened to since you got home from your record store day experience, and what you liked, what you didn't like, what you will do to improve your experience the next time around, how you feel about record store day. all that kind of stuff. Maybe one of these days we will talk about Record Store Day. I want to wait till everything calms down about that stuff because I don't want to be colored by what has been going on. I want to talk about Record Store Day from my perspective and only my perspective. So I'm going to wait on that. But in the meantime, keep listening to great music. And it's DJ Vino Virgo signing out. Take care, guys.